Young Boys against Manchester City. I think Young Boys are actually going to win this game. After a long international break, the Champions League is finally back again, and these are my predictions for the third match day. In today's video, I'm going to be predicting every single game from Group A all the way down to Group H. So without further ado, let's get right into this video. The first game we got is Galatasaray against Bayern Munich, and honestly, I think this is going to be a closer game than what a lot of people are expecting. Obviously, Bayern Munich are definitely the favorite in this game. Even if they are playing away, they still are the favorites. And to be honest, they're one of the favorites to win the whole entire competition because their team, defensively, in the midfield, and the attack, is stacked everywhere. But we have seen this season that Bayern Munich are conceding a pretty good amount of goals. Galatasaray have started off this campaign pretty good. They're currently second in their group as they beat Man United at home, and they also drew against Copenhagen in the final minutes. Against Bayern Munich, I do think that they're going to make this game pretty tough. I think they're going to score one, maybe possibly even 2 goals, but I still do think Bayern Munich are going to win this game, and I think they're going to win 3-1. The next game in Group A is Manchester United against Copenhagen. And if you look at Man United's recent form, this game could go either way. I thought Man United were definitely going to win against Galatasaray at home, but they ended up losing that game, and currently they're last place in their group. But I think this game, they're going to turn it around, and I do expect them to win this game. Copenhagen, honestly, at the start, I thought they were going to be easily bottom of this group, but currently they're proving to be a difficult team, scoring against both Galatasaray and Bayern Munich. And I do think that they will score in this game, but eventually Man United is going to have to win. And I think that's going to be this game, and I think they're going to win 2-1. Moving on into Group B, the first game we got is RC Lens against PSV Eindhoven. And again, I think this game could go either way. Lens haven't had a great start to the season. They're currently in the bottom half of the Ligue 1. And after finishing in second place last season, a lot of people thought that they were going to start off the season much better than they currently are. PSV, on the other hand, have started off the season really well. They're currently at the top of the Eredivisie, and they look like a very good team. I do think that PSV are looking like a good team this season, and I would expect them to win this game. Even if they are playing away, I still do expect them to win this game, and I think they're going to win 2-0. The next game in Group B is Sevilla against Arsenal. I personally think that this is going to be the first big upset of this match day. Yes, I know a lot of people will have Arsenal to easily win this game, but look what happened against Lens. They were the better team, but they weren't clinical in the final third. They couldn't finish their chances. And sadly for Arsenal fans, I think this is going to be another one of those games. Realistically, Arsenal have a high chance to win this game, but you can never count out Sevilla because their history in the Champions League and the Europa League is something that no other club has. They're never the favorites in these competitions, but they always find ways to win games like this. And against Arsenal, I think they're going to win. I think it's going to be a very scrappy game, not very enjoyable. Both teams are going to struggle to score, but I think Sevilla in the last 10 or 15 minutes are going to find the first goal of the match, and I do think that they're going to upset Arsenal and win 1-0. Moving on into Group C, the first game we got is Braga against Real Madrid. I don't see anything other than a Real Madrid win here. Real Madrid, throughout history, is the king of this competition, and even if currently they are lacking in a few areas in their team, for example, not having a prolific striker in Karim Benzema, and also not having a world-class goalkeeper in Courtois, I still think that they're going to win this game pretty easily. I think Real Madrid will comfortably win this game, and I think they're going to win 3-1. The next game in Group C is Union Berlin against Napoli. And if Napoli cannot win this game, you will see a video from me coming out on Wednesday showing how disappointed I am in their team. I think they have to win this game. Union Berlin are obviously not a bad team, but this season, they have been playing horribly. They've already gotten like 7 or 8 losses, and the season has just started. Honestly, they are one of the worst teams on terms of form in the Bundesliga at the moment, and I think Napoli has to take advantage of this. I'm going to go with my gut here, and I'm going to say that Napoli are going to comfortably win this game. Similar to Real Madrid, I think Napoli will win this game 3-1. Moving on into Group D, the first game we got is Inter Milan against Salzburg. And Inter Milan have really disappointed me so far in this Champions League. against Real Sociedad, against Benfica, they played good, but they were never as convincing as I thought they would be. Obviously, they did draw against Real Sociedad, and against Benfica, they only won by 1 goal. But against Salzburg, I do think that they will finally find their dominance in this group. And for that reason, I think Inter Milan are going to win this game 2-0. Moving on to the second game in Group D, and the final game from the Tuesday fixtures is Benfica against Real Sociedad. Real Sociedad have had a very good start to this Champions League campaign, and they are currently at the top of their group. Benfica, on the other hand, haven't looked so good. They lost both of their games against Salzburg and against Inter Milan. And in this game, I just can't see them getting a win. Obviously, with the home advantage of Benfica, I do think they will be able to score a goal. Real Sociedad, I also think, will score a goal. And I think the final result in this game will be a 1-1 draw. Moving on into the Wednesday fixtures, the first game we got in Group E is Feyenoord against Lazio. Lazio are the craziest team to watch so far in this Champions League. Against Atletico Madrid, they scored in the 94th minute, a header from the goalkeeper to give them the draw. And then against Celtic, they scored in the 95th minute, another header from Pedro to give them the win. Every single game they've played, they've scored in the last minute of the game to give them the result. The only way I see Lazio winning this game is if they score another header in the 95th minute. If that doesn't happen, I do think that the most realistic prediction for this game is a draw. Feyenoord are obviously playing at home. The fans are going to be supporting them. They're going to be loud. And I do think Lazio are a better team on paper, but because of the home advantage, I think this is going to be another draw, and I think it's going to be 2-2. The next game in Group E is Celtic against Atletico Madrid. And in my opinion, I do think Atletico Madrid will easily win this game. I'm going to go for a crazy prediction in this game. I think Atletico Madrid are going to dominate, absolutely dominate Celtic at home. I don't know why, I just feel like Celtic are going to crumble in this game. And I think Atletico Madrid will score a crazy amount of goals. So my final prediction will be Atletico Madrid 4, Celtic 0. Moving on into Group F, the group of death. The first game we got is Newcastle against Dortmund. And in my opinion, I can only see Newcastle winning this game. Newcastle have gotten really good results so far in this Champions League. Obviously, they beat PSG and they drew against Milan. And Dortmund, on the other hand, have been playing pretty poorly so far. Their attack has not looked very good. They haven't scored any goals yet in this Champions League campaign. 0 against PSG and 0 against Milan. And sadly for Dortmund fans, I don't think they're going to score again in this game. Newcastle are playing at home. They have the home advantage. And coming off that humongous win against PSG, I think they're going to win this game 2-0. The next game in Group F is a real classic. PSG against AC Milan. This is going to be a crazy game. PSG obviously haven't had the best start so far. Against Dortmund, they did win. But against Newcastle, defensively, it was horrible. Milan, on the other hand, have also had a pretty poor start. They drew in both of their games against Dortmund and against Newcastle, when realistically, they definitely should have won at least one of those games. In my opinion, I think this is going to be a crazy game. I think PSG will start off on the front foot as they are playing at home. They'll probably score a few goals, but I think towards the end of the game, I think Milan will come back into the game, score a few goals, and I personally think it's going to be a draw, but I think it's going to be 3-3. Crazy game. Moving on into Group G, the first game we got is RB Leipzig against FK Crvena Zvezda. And RB Leipzig are easily the favorites in this game. In Crvena Zvezda's last game against Young Boys, they did end up with a draw, which to be fair for them is a good result because at least they got 1 point. But against Leipzig, playing at home, there's no way that Leipzig loses this game. Leipzig have made a lot of key signings this summer. They obviously sold a few players, but the players that they got in return have been quality players. And I think they will dominate this game. I think they're going to have all the possession, all the shots, and I think they're going to win 3-0. But the next game in Group G, Young Boys against Manchester City, I think Young Boys are actually going to win this game. If you thought I was serious, then you got to go get checked out. There is no way that Young Boys will win this game. No chance. Manchester City are the best team in the world. They have the best players in the world. They have the best manager in the world. There's no chance that they lose against Young Boys. I'm sorry to Young Boy fans, but you guys have no chance. So far this season, we have seen a a few more weaknesses in Manchester City's game. And obviously because of these weaknesses, they lost against Wolves, they lost against Newcastle in the Cup, and more recently they lost against Arsenal. But against Young Boys, I think this is going to be a demolition job by Man City. Honestly, it doesn't matter if they're playing away. I think they're going to win 4-0. Simple as that. Easy game for Man City. And finally, the last group in the third match day, Group H, the first game we got is Barcelona against Shakhtar Donetsk. Obviously, Shakhtar played a great game last match day against Royal Antwerp because they were behind by 2 goals, but they ended up coming back in that game, and obviously they did get the win. But against Barcelona, I just don't see them performing the same way. Barcelona are a great team. They're doing well in the La Liga. They're doing well in this Champions League. And obviously they are playing at home in this game. I do think Shakhtar will score a goal, but Barcelona, I could see them scoring multiple goals. So for that reason, I'm going to predict them to win 3-1. And finally, the last match in the third match day in the Champions League is Royal Antwerp against FC Porto. Royal Antwerp had their chance to get 3 points last game against Shakhtar Donetsk. They were up by 2 goals in the first half. Obviously, Shakhtar Donetsk did come back. They scored 3 goals. But in the 97th minute, Royal Antwerp got a penalty. Toby Alderweireld, an experienced veteran, took the penalty and he missed the whole entire net. That was their chance to at least get 1 point, maybe even 3 points from that game, and they completely blew it. And honestly, against Porto, I just can't see them getting a win or even a draw. Porto are a good team. They've started off this campaign pretty well. They're second place in their group, and I do think that they will pretty comfortably win this game. I could see them scoring a few goals, and I think they're going to pretty comfortably win this game 2-0. And that is the end of this video. Those are my Champions League predictions for the third match day. If you guys agree with my opinions, let me know in the comments down below. But if you disagree with my opinions and you think a different team is going to win or lose, again, let me know in the comments down below, because I love hearing your guys' opinions on these crazy fixtures that we have in the Champions League. And again, if you guys did enjoy this video, remember to leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and stay tuned for more videos.